Warning! The story you are about to watch is for 18 years and above.
Hey, no, please don't kill me and my son, please. Don't kill me and my son, please. Don't kill me and my son. My mother-in-law begged for her life and Kelvin, my husband's life alone, but I wasn't surprised because she hates me anyway. And shut up, woman. The one pointing his gun at her barked as Kelvin led the way with the two thieves following behind him. Their guns pointing at Kelvin's back, and I began praying inside of me until after what seemed like forever when Kelvin and the thieves came out with a bag in the leader of the thieves' hand, prompting him to order Kelvin, "Go back there and sit down," which Kelvin did, rushing back to sit beside me and hold my hand while the one pointing his gun at me asked their leader, "How far, boss?" And immediately their boss eyes fell on me with a smug smile that made my heart skip, and Kelvin begged, "Please, sir, you have the money now. Please spare me and my family, I beg you," only for the thief behind my husband to bark at him, "Shut up," pressing his gun to his head, making me almost die as I resorted to continuous silent prayers, the only thing I could do, until the boss thief said, "Bring her here," and I knew immediately it was me. Wondering why, since they've gotten the money they came for, as the thief behind me dragged me to him while Kelvin begged, "Please don't hurt my wife, please," and my mother-in-law tried to hush him, "Shush, Kelvin." The boss thief looked at me from my head to my toe, licking his lips before ordering me, "Oya fast, go to the bedroom. Take off your clothes, lay on the bed and spread your legs wide for me. No waste my time if you no want make I waste your husband," causing my heart to sink immediately as Kelvin pleaded, No, please don't do that, please. If you want more money, I'll send to you. Please don't do anything to my wife. Please, sir. Please spare my innocent wife, sir, please." With tears in his eyes matching the ones rolling down mine, my mother-in-law hushing him again, "Shush," but Kelvin snapped at her, "No, Mom. I can't," and she retorted, "Shut up. Allow them to do whatever they want with her. Do you want to die because of a useless woman?" Which shocked me to my bone. Not believing what my mother-in-law just said, prompting Kelvin to shout at her, "Mom, stop it. She's my wife," pissed at her actions, only for one of the thieves to bark at him, "Shut up," as I was shaking with fear, knowing I needed to beg for me and my family to be spared, dropping to my knees in front of the thief leader to beg, "Please don't do this to me. Please, I'm a married woman. Please have mercy on me. Take the money and leave. Please, I beg you. Please don't harm us, please, sir. Spare me and my family. Please," with tears rolling down my eyes, but he responded, "No, Wa'ala. Make I kill your husband Naabi," pointing his gun at Kelvin, making my heart skip and gasp, my mother-in-law jumping up to say, "No, please. Take her. Do whatever you want with her, please. You can even carry her and go with you. Don't touch my son, please. Take her with you." And I burst into tears as she turned to me, accusing, "You evil girl. Your plans to kill my son will backfire. If anything happens to my son, you'll not live to tell the story." Realizing there was no way I was going to let my husband die because of me, understanding that my prayers couldn't save me tonight, leading to the decision to save my husband by offering my body to a thief, in my husband's presence and on our matrimonial bed, marking the beginning of my misery. I could only cry bitter and bite my lips in agony as the thief, whose face was mostly covered by a black mask except for his eyes and nose, raped me to his satisfaction and released his wickedness inside of me, hissing afterwards, "You know, sweet self. I just waste my strength and sperm," before zipping his trousers and leaving me to a sore. I felt dead inside, unable to move, my eyes spinning with tears, my head banging hard. Feeling nauseous and weak, eventually throwing up just an inch away from my face as the thieves made their way out of the house. Then I heard my husband calling on me as he ran into the room, pulling me into his arms, apologizing with tears in his eyes, Baby, I'm so sorry, please forgive me," while my mother-in-law in the sitting room was praising and thanking God for saving her son and herself. "Oh Jehovah, my heavenly Father, I thank you for not letting any harm befall me and my son, especially my son. Thank you, Jehovah." I was becoming even weaker, and my husband's gasp when his eyes went to my legs made me ask with the last strength I had, "Wait, what is it?" To which he replied, "Nothing, baby, let me take you to the hospital," trying to carry me despite my mother-in-law's call from the sitting room. Kelvin, leave that girl. Come and join me here to thank God." Ignoring her, he carried me in bridal style and hurried out towards the sitting room, where I was now too weak to even move a finger, and he asked her to get the car keys. "Mom, get me the car key," it's on the table. Hurry up, only to be met with her questions. Get the car key for what? By this time of the night. Where are you going with her? Showing her unbothered eyes at my condition, and I wasn't surprised, knowing her hatred for me. Kelvin, impatient and worried, barked, "Mom, give me the key now." She's pounding, causing my heart to jump in shock as I faintly asked, I'm bleeding, before blacking out, waking up hours later in a hospital bed with an 4 in my hand, my husband by my side, relieved to see me awake. "Oh God. Baby, you're awake." Thank God, hugging me warmly as memories flooded back and I burst into tears, apologizing to him, but he reassured me, No, baby. Stop. It wasn't your fault and it will never be," confessing his own guilt for not protecting me, promising justice for the assault, and comforting me that my life wasn't over. However, when I asked about the bleeding, he was evasive, only saying, "Everything will be okay," which made me insist on knowing what the doctor said, but he refused to elaborate. Just then, my mother-in-law entered, her contempt clear, asking if I had been told, and despite Kelvin's protests, she revealed, "Your shameless sex with a thief has cost you the only pregnancy you managed to get. You should be very ashamed and disappointed at yourself," which led to my shock and another blackout. 3 weeks pregnant. I was 3 weeks pregnant. Why? What did I do to offend God, for him to bless me and then take it away in 3 weeks, without even letting me find out? My 6 years of marriage without a child to show for it, and when a child finally comes in, it got taken away from me, right in front of me, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't stop him. Why did I allow this to happen to me? After 6 years of crying, fasting, and begging God for a child. After begging him with tears every day and night, I didn't care about the gender. All I wanted was a baby, to have a baby, and when he finally gave that baby to me, he let the devil take it away from me. Why? What did I do wrong? Why did I have to go through this agony, this pain? I was raped right in the presence of my husband and my mother-in-law, but the devil wasn't satisfied enough, he went ahead to take my child too. I was at the hospital for 3 weeks. 3 weeks of intense tests, medications, and therapy. But when it was time for me to go, I didn't want to go back to that house, that very house where I lost my baby, and I swore that I'll never lay on that bed where I was taken by force. "Don't worry, baby, everything will be fine. I've found a very nice apartment and in 2 weeks we'll be moving in," my husband told me as he held my hands closely. "There is no way I'm going to let you see that house again. I will never let you, baby. And every furniture, every single thing that will be in our new house will be new, nothing from the previous house will be seen there. Trust me," he added. I felt relieved to hear that I was never going to see that house again. "Thank you," I mumbled with tears in my swollen eyes. "Please, Kate, you need to stop crying. Crying won't bring our baby back nor will it change what has happened. You need to be strong. You are a strong woman, baby. Try and be strong, please. You are hurting yourself so much and it breaks me," he said while cleaning my tears with his hand. I nodded, "I will. But how will I? My life has become meaningless. My mother-in-law's hatred for me has tripled, my marriage is at stake. I will make sure I end this marriage between you and my son. My son can't have a prostitute as a wife," my mother-in-law had said to my face 2 days ago, including other worse things she had been saying to me for weeks now. My tears don't touch her. She called them crocodile tears. "This crocodile tears you are shedding won't make me forgive you for killing the baby that God gave to you. Witch. You are a witch, Kate, and I'll make sure you get out of my son's life." Leaving the hospital, the only place I could go to was my father's house and to my mother. My mother-in-law tried her best to stop my husband from taking me himself. "Why will you take her to her father's house? Is she a baby that needs to be accompanied? Leave her to find her way back to her village where she came from. You are staying here with me, Kelvin. You are going nowhere. I am your mother and you will listen to me and do what I say." But my husband didn't let his mother control him. "You are my mother. I've always respected you so much since I was a baby and I still do, but you being my mother doesn't mean you can control me like I'm still a child. No, Mom, you can't. This is my family. I'll take care of my family the way I want. You should go to your own house and back to your husband, Mom. Allow me and my wife to be." He grabbed my hand and said, Let's go, baby. We were going to the airport straight from the hospital. Oh, I see. She has bewitched you, Aquia. She has killed the baby inside her to make her charms stronger. I will make sure I destroy those charms. Instead of the 2 weeks I was supposed to stay, I stayed 3 months with my mother, who has been my only parent after losing my father to the cold hands of death when I was 19. I was the one who needed that long space. Kelvin tried to take me to our new house 2 weeks later as he promised, but I made him understand that I needed more time to get myself. Kate. If it's about my mother, trust me, she has no idea where our new house is. I made sure she got no clue. If I need to see her or she needs to see me, I'll visit her myself. She won't visit us anymore until she learns to accept you as her daughter-in-law. Please let me take you home, he said. I was happy to know that his mom has no address of our new house. But still, I needed more time with my mother. I needed her motherly care. Just give me a little more time. I need to heal more before I could come back home, please, I said. He didn't argue anymore but was visiting continuously almost every weekend, but couldn't stay more than weekends due to his work. But what about the stress? The stress of traveling from Lagos to Imo State almost every weekend and leaving the next day got me worried, but he cared about me more than anything. The search for the thieves continued with no good result. Yes. How will they be found? They were all covered with face masks. But my husband didn't give up, even though I already did. How will an unidentified people be caught? My daughter, have faith. Do not lose your faith in God. Faith moves mountains. Trust in God. Those evil men will surely be caught in Jesus' name, my mom would keep preaching to me. But I had completely lost faith in God. Where was God when those evil men entered my house? Where was God when I was raped and lost my pregnancy? All I needed was to heal from my wounds and not being preached about some faith. But how was I going to heal when my mother-in-law decided to come to my father's house? She accused me of telling her son to keep his new house address from her. She accused me of being a witch and tying his son with charms from the blood of my miscarriage, and accused my mom of initiating me into her witch coven. My mother couldn't hold back her anger and started a fierce words exchange with her. My mother-in-law swore to break my marriage with her son, but my mother rebuked it and declared that my marriage will stand and nothing on this earth or in the sea will break it. I broke down in tears. How do I fight for my marriage with my mother-in-law? Where is the strength? Where is the faith? Maybe I was never meant to be married to Kelvin. Maybe this marriage wasn't mine. Maybe truly, Kelvin isn't mine like his mother stated right from the beginning. 6 years ago, his mother tried to force him into marrying the daughter of a family friend who she chose for him, but he didn't. He chose me and went ahead to make me his wife without his mother's approval. Maybe that lady was really meant for him and not me. Kindly subscribe, comment and wait for part 2.